Yeah, so we are saying that a few days to go, we are rolling. We are happy with the way people are responding to the messages that we have. We are also glad to note that our colleagues do not want to change. When they come on this podium, they will go for insults instead of bringing facts. And that works well for us. It should be very clear. And as we move towards the pause, I know many of you are calling me, preparing attires for the inauguration ceremony, because you believe that there is always various attires, shoes, etc. But one thing that should be made very clear is that even when there is this demand, our focus, primary focus, should be getting as many people as possible to come and vote for HH. It is not enough to maintain the friends that you have. Reach out. There are so many people that have not been spoken to. And also to all those that love the president. Reach out to those people in the neighborhood. Make sure that they have the NRC, they have the voters card in place, and they are keeping these very important, cards secure. Why are you voting for President Hakainde? You are voting for President Hakainde because you want the revamping of the mining sector to continue. You don't want investors to leave, then we start looking for investors, because even to find new investors will be very difficult because they will be so scared. Investors are businessmen, they are not politicians. They don't want people bringing them into a particular country or destination for investment with so much political attachment. They want to securely do the business in a more peaceful environment. When you vote for Hakainde Hichilema, you are voting for peace and stability. For over 4 years, 9 months, President Hakainde Hichilema has been running this country peacefully, without violence, without bloodshed. What have we seen now? The moment PF came on board in the name of Napup, we have seen unprecedented attacks, sabotage, propaganda. I told you that they have planted this particular activity, and it is happening in a more organized manner. An attack in Northwestern Province, an attack in Western Province, an attack in Lusaka. The same provinces that I talked about 48 hours ago. And I'm sure you have seen that this is exactly what I was talking about. They used these tactics in 2017, 2018, 2019, and the months leading to 2021. That's why in the opposition, UPND stopped using party regalia, because we saw this being done. I remember in Northern Province, youths were given party regalia, then they went flat out to beat up marketeers in UPND regalia. So marketeers that are online should notify their neighbors that this is what Napupu is doing. Violence is only associated with PF, not the UPND. You remember that you were in the markets, you were in bus stations without being beaten. The president made it very clear whoever breaks the law is on their own. But then, what was clear, what was very clear, was that even after this happened, we had as many people as possible engaging in business activities without being intimidated based on political grounds. So, you must be rest assured at the end of the day that when you vote for President Hakainde Hichilema, you are voting for stability. You are voting for continued social cash transfer. We had people that were stealing social cash transfer at the time of Patriot Front. I've seen someone saying power is temporal. Don't have that kind of reasoning. We are in a campaign period, debate, and you are the people who are taking the country backward because you have no issues. So just watch if you have nothing to talk about. That is a PF mentality. Instead of you focusing on personality, focus on who revamped the mining sector. You were stealing funds yourself. Here's what President Hakainde Hichilema has done. In a short space, we have been able to get an investor in the Lusaka Ndola Dual Carriageway. We have so far exceeded 50% of the road construction. Not just a talk show. We have been able to secure a brand new machinery at Mlungushi Textiles, leading to over 1,500 jobs, which you failed to do. You had the time for yourselves. We had time for yourselves. So, you squandered it. You cannot bring criminals to come and run the country. PF clearly is a criminal organization, and we've said it before. At their time, they took people to a particular country to be trained as militias. You recall when President Hakainde Hichilema issued this statement, we had a situation where he was actually nabbed. He was asked to report himself to the police. But we were vindicated. Ahead of the general elections, what we saw were machetes, guns. You talk about Luampa. In Luampa, for those of you that have never been there, Luampa lies between Senanga and Mongu. It's a sandy area. Where did the stones come from? Then secondly, in that particular area, it's a typical village. You can't find Nyanja there and other languages. You can't have thugs throwing stones using languages that are foreign to Western Province with insults. That's not practical. Zambians, wake up. This is what I've been telling you. For the past 48 hours, I've been indicating that they have strategically created a situation because they are unable to campaign, where they want to really paint UPND black by causing serious mayhem. Police should also wake up. Because that message goes to the law enforcement agencies. They must also increase on the patrols. And also, you will note that those persons that are conducting attacks are strangers in those areas. They are not even known. So, the message must be made very clear. Marketeers, be alert. Bus drivers, be alert. Taxi drivers, be alert. These are criminals we are dealing with. There is no doubt about it. They have not stopped their odd behavior. They could burn markets and accuse it on UPND. It's the same tactics they are using. And they are choosing who to attack. Check amongst themselves in their circle if anyone is being attacked. You discover that the people that are being attacked are those that they are hiring to do business, like musicians. Within their circle, there is no attack. So you need to really wake up. They are very careful. It is a systematic attack. You will not find that this one has got a scar. He has been attacked. He's a prominent PF member. That's what is happening. And then what they are doing, when they go in those perceived UPND strongholds, they will make sure that the people have not done in other provinces. That's what they are doing. A systematic self-sabotage using violence is evil. The other thing that I want to talk about is that, so at the end of the day, we have seen Roy Chisha there. These are customers we forgot. I think we need to, yeah, that one is a clear customer. Obviously, since we have reported others to court, and we can have this one. Mark doesn't joke with such characters, and they will have to prove. Then the other thing that I want to make very clear is that at the end of the day, we have also managed, in a more systematic manner, we have managed to provide free education and leading to over 2.5 million citizens getting employed. We have also managed to increase copper production from the meager below 500,000 metric tons to close to 1 million. What does that mean? When copper production goes up, it means the mines are also expanding. You are aware that $2 billion has been pumped in Lumwana for the expansion of the mine there. What that means is that there will be no more jobs being created. We have embarked on other opportunities that have been created through, policy reforms, which have necessitated more foreign investment in Northwestern Province, leading ahead of time under President Hakainde Hichilema, promising over 1,500 jobs. Again, we found social cash transfer beneficiaries at 401.5 million beneficiaries. This is a landmark decision that was, action that has been done. The next thing that I want to talk about, teachers. We had a situation where our colleagues imposed employment freeze. They didn't know how to make money. They didn't know how to grow the economy. They depleted the treasury. They started delaying to pay the civil servants. They failed to even sustain universities. That is why they scrapped off meal allowances. Come on, guys. We've managed to reinstate meal allowances and extended meal allowances to all public universities. This is the information our colleagues do not want to see. We have managed at the same time to recruit over 23,000 health workers. This is the information they don't want to hear, because at their time, there was employment freeze. They literally stopped employing. Things collapsed. Further, we are aware that even when they commissioned the hydropower station in Kafue Gorge, at that time, they only commissioned 1 turbine. That's the one they were talking about. 1 turbine. To the contrary, we have had 5 turbines set up there, each one producing about 150 megawatts under President Hakainde Hichilema. In addition to that, they abandoned a dam on the copper belt. I'm sure you recall, there's a dam in Impongwe there in Masaiti. As we speak, money has been found. As money has been found, The dam has been cleared and commissioned to provide, among many other services, 1, fishing or fish farming, 2, tourism, 3, there will be workers that will be working around the area. And because there are more strategic offices that have been established within the heart of Rwansha, because that particular dam will service Rwansha, it will service the area in Masaiti, Mpongo area, it will also service Ndola. You are aware that there are different water utility companies on the Copper Belt. There is Mulonga, which services Chingola, which services Mufurira, some parts of Chambishi, which services also parts of Chidawombwe. Then you have Nkana Water and Sewerage, which also services Kitwe, Kalulushi, and then some parts of up to Bwaramkubwa area there. No, not Bwaramkubwa, but somewhere up to close to some parts, because Mufurira is expanding. Some parts of, in a way, Chambishi as well, up to Sabina area. So you can see, Doubt Timothy, for Doubt Timothy, there's no content. He believes that there are lies here. Lies are coming from your leaders. Okay? Now, the other one is talking about adoption. Wow, you have to wait for a lot. It's not about being left out. I was actually in the adoption committee, blessing Anania. So chill. I want us to talk about content. The content is that we have provided free education. The content is that we have provided peace and safety for the country. The content is that we have reinstated meal allowances for the students and extended to public universities. The content is that we have completely managed to have in a way, to attract the European Union to resume financing Zambia's budget. They are stopped because of rampant corruption. We have also managed to attract the United Kingdom back to supporting social cash transfer. We have also managed, for your record, in case you didn't know, to set up one of the first ever biggest solar plant set up, with the second phase also being commissioned in Kabwe. You've never seen that kind of investment before. That's what we're talking about. When you say Kuwaya Waya, what does a Gen Z get from such a statement? That's why you are losing. Okay? We are dealing with that ourselves. We have managed in this country to ensure that Mopani, which sits in Mufurira and Kitwe, is revamped. And at the time of being revamped, they managed even to pay off suppliers that you left. And in addition to that, they've managed to take back the entire management. They've gotten back the jobs. In addition to that, we have other businesses that are subcontracted within Mufurira and Kitwe that are beneficiaries from Mopani. And all these are milestone ideas. But I should also mention that Copper Belt is about farming, about mining. Copper Belt is about mining. Whether you like it or not, Shala Mikalipa, you can hang. Okay? You can hang. But the truth of the matter is that you have another 5 years again. We are already preparing for 2031 for yourself, for ourselves, for your information. As you may have seen in the morning, the MD was busy receiving his suit for the inauguration ceremony. You will remain and you believe you cannot be cheated. There is nothing that can come out of Mundubire. You can actually bring Mundubire on the panel or knock him out in 3 seconds. He has no capacity in the first place to articulate issues. He doesn't understand how the country is. He doesn't understand even where Mumba belongs. Whether it's in Southern Province, whether it's in Central Province. He is literally an absentee politician. He had his time. There's nothing he achieved. He went to Mprokoso, where he comes from. And he went now to tell them that all these things that have not been done here was because of UPND. But he was a member of parliament. Okay? So in addition to that, I want to also bring out very important information that you need to get. That elections will be free, fair, and credible. We have done all these things that we have achieved. But what is more primary to indicate is that even if we have done all these things, there is more work to be done. We still need to focus on the cost of living. And after you focus on the cost of living, we address the cost of living with the proper goals that we have set up under the presidential initiative, which include more bumper harvest of maize, up to 10 million tons. So we are basically talking about content, we are talking about issues, and we are talking about nothing, mostly as opposition. Right now, even some of the opposition guys who have commenting, when you check, you find 210 followers, 20 followers, 40 followers. One person making 20 comments using different accounts. And that's how you are cheating yourself. And yet you have only one vote. So indeed, let the cry babies remain crying. Okay? It is very clear. Thank you very much, Komani Skanyika, watching you from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. It's good to have you, man. How are you doing? It's good that you are in that particular area. You know, this Komani Skanyika used to be my, actually, is my childhood friend in Chingola. It's good to have you understand what that means. He went and did teaching. He went to work in Muchinga. It's good to know that you are now in Kuala Lumpur, my friend. And we used to go to hunt together with Komani Skanyika. Of course, the brother is late. Gift was also part of the team that I was working with. Yeah, so the dice is cast. Violence will not take the country everywhere. Violence cannot bring food on the table. Violence cannot reduce the cost of living. Violence and bloodshed only disintegrates society and takes away the moral fiber that we have. UPND has been very clear and deliberate when it comes to issues of stability and respect, that if you sponsoring cadres and attacks, then they engage in self-sabotage, will not work. What will work is the ballot box. Thank you very much. Thank you. I have seen there, we are together, 2.8 million. Of course, we are together. I'm seeing you there. We are really intact, 2.8 million. Even if there was a fall away. But the target we have is 5 million, remember? That is the instruction from the president. That's the party position. 5 million. That's what we have. Don't worry about opposition. They have no stronghold. They have never contested the presidential elections. There is no party with a stronghold. UPND is almost nationwide now. Right now, no opposition can claim to have a stronghold. They have no stronghold. And no presidential candidate in Zambia can win without a stronghold. You must have somewhere where you know that your votes are secure. This time they are just scattered everywhere. The truth of the matter is that we have so many people there. In Eastern Province, in Lubusha, they are winning, no doubt about it. Nyambose is winning, no doubt about it. Former mayor for Chipata is winning, no doubt about it. Chavinga is winning, no doubt about it. Mushanga is winning, no doubt about it. Anthony Mumbai Mfuria is winning, no doubt about it. Sunday Chanda is winning, no doubt about it. All these areas I'm talking about were once our colleagues' stronghold. Okay? So basically, the message has been taken. It is very clear. And so basically, we want to send a message also to the electorates to make sure that you keep your NRC and your voters card secure, because that is where your power lies. Nowhere else. Okay? Truth be told, thank you very much. Garnet, thank you very much. Yeah, so then Banda, there's no money there, Banda. Don't tie yourself in problems. In fact, when you go to court, I don't stop. I'm sure you've seen one of your colleagues whom you were grabbing is in trouble. He's appearing in court. So don't push yourself there. Those are personal attacks are not political. Yeah, so yeah, indeed, you got these copper criminals who wants to come back. I agree with you, Kakula. Yeah, that's very true. So you're welcome. And many others. So don't entangle yourselves in cyber crime. It is only fair in a democracy to debate on issues. Entangle in issues that you do not know, you go to jail. And we don't leave stones unturned when people are obviously dragging your name into the mud. That's not democracy. Democracy is debating based on ideas. Yeah, Barnabas Sakimba says, "Shall make sure we hit the target." Definitely, we'll hit the target. We'll deal with you there. Yeah. So I think there we are. We are together. Yes. Kelvin Kabwe Michael, thank you very much. Sot sana piri tayami kila sogoreri. Indeed, sot sana. We have also in Lusaka, because you can't have a person to win elections if you are not in control of Copper Belt and Lusaka. Any president presidential candidate who has to win. Yeah, any presidential candidate. Thomas Zulu says he has not been president, for your own information. Yes, but he is a failure, even as minister. There's nothing he has achieved. We don't want to insult institutions. Look at the CVs of both. They can't be at par. They are different. We don't also want to insult those who did adult education because it's part of our education hierarchy. But I'm sure you are intelligent enough to understand what I'm talking about. Charles Kakula, you are landing yourself in trouble. Insults will just land you in problems. We don't joke. And you need to have a great matter. So let the cry babies, yes. Kelvin Chanda, prepare. Fitambara. Marambo kumune firamba very soon. Yeah, Musa Piri. Why are you wasting your time making such comments on behalf of others? And you're using fake names when we know you. You can't have a cyber law without gadgets, my dear. You know who you are. So let's never bagger. There's nothing to discuss, as usual. Owen Milo, yes, we are Kisekwenyo, my brother. We will move on like that. Our message is straight and very realistic. Something achievable. It's as simple as that, Owen. There's no need of killing each other. There's no need of beating brothers. There's no need of beating sisters. Simply take the message clearly. Provide an alternative to free education. Provide an alternative to revamping of the mining sector. There can be no alternative to peace. I think that's the message, and it's a settled matter. We have to agree. There is no alternative to peace. There is no alternative. And that's a message from the UPND. We've provided peace for over 4 years, 9 months. There is no alternative to it. So there's nothing that our colleagues can promise. So, Azuru, I don't know how old you are and how high you've gone educationally. That's why maybe you're failing to understand what I'm talking about, yes. And that Timothy equally I can see that even the cape itself can show. This one is coming from a group that doesn't appreciate education. Yeah. Yes, but Joseph Wembia, why can't you arrest those who are taking the musicians? The party is not a police officer, but Wembia Musonda. So when someone commits an offense, you go and report them to the police. It's not our job to report people to the police unless they have offended Mark. I'll report them to the police. I've reported these that have been publishing things that are defamatory, and including all those that have shared. Yeah, that's why I've seen people have stopped sharing because they know people have been dragged already. And Mwinde, yes, so sana. Industrial restoration, I agree with you, Monga. Infrastructure, rule of law, I agree. There's peace in the country, I agree. Okay, thank you very much, Cloud, Honorable. Thank you. The Lookman. IG is making the president look weak. Wow, that's not our area as a party. The president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Obviously, he also reads the comments. Then Bright Mulingula. Hello, man, go on. Yes, we are going on. But Mulingula, make sure that you get as many people as possible as voters. And Baroy Chisha is a customer, the client. This time you can be nabbed. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Mike was saying now. We know other accounts they are using already. I think we've been seeing their comments, so we know where they are and where they are found. Okay, the Dennis Chirura said, tell them. Thank you, it's good you are following. How are you, my friend? So we can't allow to bring back criminals. Of course, these are criminals, my friend. Ramubanga, you are right, you are spot on. So thank you very much. We end here with our transmission this afternoon. The next time that you'll be catching the MD will be on 5 FM at 18 hours, where we're going to bring out much information. So ngachami kalipakwika la fezi. If you can't debate, talale elwane. This is just politics. They come and they go. In the next few weeks, in fact, in the next 2 weeks, we'll be saying it's history. So don't kill yourself. Don't shed blood. Because even after this, during this period, you go to jail, politicians will remain. You think Mark can't use guns and so on. He can, but it's an offense. I don't need to do that. I don't need to kill. I simply need to speak out. Because all of us are Zambians. After the elections, life continue, friends. There's no need of shedding blood. Okay? Thank you.